doing today on this Tuesday, this fall Tuesday? Isn't it just beautiful? That's why we love the A, because it just be warm still, you know, practically November, and it's still like warm, you know. But today, what was I thinking about today? I was thinking about just in life and mainly in relationships, how we love people when things are good and going and flowing, and you know what I'm saying, we got the bliss going and everything. We're happy. The honeymoon is what they call it in relationships, you know. But the moment things don't feel too pleasant, or don't feel too you know, it doesn't feel happy go lucky, you know, or issues come up, people be ready to bail out and run away, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just curious to know what that is and why that is, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really fond of that, you know. And I do know just through conversations that people don't be wanting to deal with. Even some people, they live in a fantasy world, feel like, oh, well, I find love and it should be all bliss and we shouldn't have any issues. And that's that reality. Like, you go through stuff yourself, single. You know what I'm saying? You know, people be like, man, I'm going through something and I needed time. Yeah, that happens in relationships. How can you think that could happen when you're single, but it won't happen when you're with somebody else? It's definitely going to happen when you're with somebody else, you know? And you got to be willing to go through those things. You know what I'm saying? Weather the storm. Can you weather the storm? You know? That's what this is about. Can you weather the storm? With a friend, in a relationship, you know, at your job, by yourself, in your family, you know, can you do that? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing and able? Because you got to be willing and able, you know. And if you're really clear on what life is about, it's really about you. You know, you can't blame situations on other people. You are the only common denominator in your life, okay? So people only come up and come around, and situations only happen that are in you, that are in your mind, that are in your frequency, that are in your programming, you know what I'm saying, that you need to deal with or process. You know, those are the things that come up. Those are the people that show up in your life. Those are the situations that happen. They come from you. You know, and I know sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, you know, but that's what it is. You know, so instead of blaming other people, you know, why not turn it on yourself and really look at yourself and look at your mind, your mentality. You know what I'm saying? Usually if you're having some type of, ain't no usually, all the time, if you're having an experience with someone else, then it's because you've been running a program within yourself that aligns with the situation. And that's just what it is. And we gotta, that's like grown people shit. Like, that's real grown up shit right there. You know what I'm saying? When you're taking life from that perspective and really looking at it like, I need to look at myself, evaluate my own thoughts, my own programming, you know what I'm saying, my own inside world, that's when you're really like, you're gonna break through and create some cycle changes. You know what I'm saying? Some generational changes. You know, that's when that's going to happen. Otherwise, you're probably going to meet the same person in different people. You know, you're going to have the same situations happening in your life. You know, and keep asking the reason why this always happened to me. Because you're not dealing with yourself from a real place. You know what I'm saying? You're not really dealing with yourself. You don't want to deal with yourself from a real place. You know, and I know this is not really a practice thing. You know, because we love blaming other people. You know, I mean, that's just kind of the programming that we've been in, you know? I mean, society, I mean, generationally, these are the things that we kind of been going into, you know? But now that we know better, we got to do better, you know? And I know better. I know better now about my life. And I'm not always, it doesn't always feel good, you know what I'm saying? But what feelings got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I know the essence of me. You know, my situation is not the who I am. You know what I'm saying? My situation is not I am. You know, my situation is my situation. You know, and that's how I have to look at it. And that's how I look at it. So I don't have to be attached in that way, but I do have to be present in it because it's a part of me, and it's a major part of me. You know what I'm saying? That has to be looked at and given some attention to. You know, especially if I want to be enlightened and want to evolve in life, you know? So that's pretty much my spiel for today. You know, but yeah, just really, really focus in on you and what you're doing in your life. You know, what are you doing in your life to attract certain situations? And another thing, we think we make a decision in our lives, and that's just going to be the change, and everything's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to feel great once this happens, and that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I think that we be too attached to our feelings. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we be attached to the feeling and the sensation of it, and we judge it and we give it this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And we give it this whole body. And I don't think that it should have all of that. It has its place. You know, it does have its place. But yeah, we be like, we give it personality, we judge it, we make it our whole self, you know, we take it on, it becomes our life. You know, your life situation is not who you are. You know, and you have to be able to distinguish the difference in that. And it takes practice. You know, it takes practice in knowing these things because we haven't been really taught and brought up that way. You know, you have to teach yourself and have daily practice. You know, if you're not practicing and learning and working on yourself every single day. And I'm not talking about just working out or just eating right. You know what I'm saying? You have to do some mental work, mental evaluation, mental just evaluating and scrutinizing your mind and your thoughts, like what's going on up there. When you see a situation happening in your life that is unpleasant, then you need to like look at the thoughts that you've been thinking. You know, how do you look at things in this area of your life? Because clearly you look at it in a way that's creating this situation. If your thoughts created the mirror of reality in your life, What are the thoughts you're thinking that's creating what you're seeing in your life? So that's my spiel. If y'all want to talk about that a little more, I'm down for that. But these are the things that I am working on in my own life, in my own teaching, and just evolution, my own evolution. These are the things that I'm working on and working in. So let's have a conversation, y'all. Again, I'm not about debating with nobody. I'm not trying to convince nobody of anything. I just give my perspective and the things that I'm learning in my own life. So y'all have a blessed day. And let's talk soon. Peace and love.